All right, what's your definition of failure?
Hmm.
I guess I'll have to shoot at somebody and start it off with, or I guess I could start it off with my definition of failure is giving up when there's still more to give. I guess let me try to find a better way to explain it. Pretty much, I think if you in a position where something is dependent on you, or not even dependent, or if you're trying to push for something, if you got a goal in mind or something like that, I think it's a failure if you stop chasing that, whatever that thing is. Like when you stop doing the thing or going forward, that's when the failure comes in. But if as long as you continue to pursue it and continuing to try at it, I don't think it's ever like really a failure. You know what I'm saying? You're still going forward. You're still gonna try to grow. You're gonna get growth from it by failing, like messing up and making mistakes here and there. So you're gonna get some growth and stuff like that from it as long as you continue to try. But once you quit and be like, okay, I'm done, like whatever, bro, like this is just a dream or whatever, or I let other people get in my mind, then it's like, okay, now you fail. Like pretty much you quit on yourself.
So people always like have this narrative of like, keep going. You'll even see memes where it's like you'll see halfway, you're almost there, and then this person quit and this person keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
But at what point is it not necessarily quitting, but realizing like this is not my path, or this is not my journey, or I would rather put my efforts and energy towards something else? Like why, like at what point does it become just that versus you're quitting? You get what I mean?
No, I get it. Um, I think I don't know, because to me, and that's what I'm saying. That's my definition of failure. But to me, I think that's the like you quitting, like you gave up on yourself. So it's quitting. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, there's no other like thing to it. Like you had something in your mind that you wanted to chase, and whatever it is that decided you to stop doing it and push you off to the back burner or make it be something that's way in the back, it caused you to fail at that mission or whatever that goal was, whatever it was. Like if
So
it
I,
was, oh
oh,
no,
I'm sorry. No,
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 go
no,
ahead,
no.
you got it.
No, I was gonna say, so I think like we just have this, we spin this thing on like, never give up, keep trying, you're gonna get there, and if you do give up or you do stop, then you quit, or it was a failure. And I think sometimes you probably were trucking along a certain path and you came across an obstacle or something that you were like, hey, this is an eye opener that this path is no longer mine. Does that necessarily mean I need to keep trucking along? Or so that's what I'm saying. Like for me, it's kind of hypocriticals, I think, or contradictory, maybe not hypocritical, maybe contradict. I don't know what word I'm trying to find
I don't know
to
what you're trying to
describe
say.
it. But what I'm saying is like we push this narrative of keep going, keep. I just feel like at one point, when is it okay to say this is no longer for me and I'm walking away? And why can't that be okay?
Oh yeah, so
Why does
I
it
don't
have
think
to be sensed as a failure or you're quitting?
yeah, I don't think that's hypocritical or like I don't think you was using that the
Yeah,
definition of
I don't know
hypocrite.
what word I'm
I
trying
think
to.
it's something else, but I get what you're trying to say. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just this culture, bro. This modern like culture that we living in, to where you know what I'm saying. If you doing something, bro, like, and if you broadcasting, especially like if you putting it on socials, like social media or something like that. If you broadcast, oh, Beam, I'm going for this or whatever, bro. And if you just say, nah, even I'm not doing it no more, you failed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say you really failed. You failed because you pretty much quit on whatever you was chasing. But everybody else is looking at it like, oh, Beam, damn, this nigga was like, oh shit, that.
See, and I think like for me, failure wouldn't be when you're quitting on something. For me, failure would be, I don't think it's a problem to quit once you get a revelation that it's no longer for you or whatever. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I don't think that should be considered failure. However, I think failure is when whatever you were doing or whatever, and you didn't learn anything from it. Like, I feel like to me, that's failure. Because I feel like everything that we do in life, every choice we make, it's to teach us something, whether it's teaching us about ourselves or someone else or whatever. So if you do something and you walk away from it and you didn't get anything out of it, then I think that's a failure. But I don't think that the act of walking away or quitting is a failure, because you probably got what you were supposed to get out of that, and your road ends here. So I don't think that's.
So okay, you keep saying this revelation or something like that. Okay, I guess I get what you're saying. If there's something that I guess you learn something in the process of going through the thing, then I guess we agree on that point. I mean, from my perspective, the failure is having a goal set and then allowing other things to steer you off of the goal.
So
That's
I'll give
what I
you
mean
an
by failure.
example. I was since I was in high school, I knew I wanted to work with kids or something like that. Became a teacher, and then as I became a teacher, I wanted to move up in the ranks and become an administrator, etc. Did everything, became dean, became AP. So my thing as an AP is I eventually want to be a principal and direct my own school, and then I also want to own my own school. So as I was in that AP role and I started to learn more about the position, about administration, and all of the politics that are involved, because now my awareness is open because I'm in a different experience. So I have a different perspective now. I'm starting to learn more about the position and what exactly would entail from me. And I realized that, hey, maybe I don't want to be a principal.
Yeah.
And I changed route and became an educational consultant. So it's like, did I fail though? I didn't fail because my goal changed.
That's what I'm saying. There's a different scenario. I'm saying if you have a goal and you allow something to deter you from the goal, that's when you failed. You had a goal. You changed your goal. You're still in the same field. You just changed. You adjusted the goal. You didn't. You know what I'm saying? You're still in the field. You just adjusted the goal that you're doing.
So,
what I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna bring you a counter example. Somebody has a goal or dream of whatever to make it to the NBA or whatever. Oh, let's put it this way. I have a goal of working at a big FANG company. Now, if I allow something to deter me from that, even though it's my goal, my straightforward goal, you know what I'm saying? If I, like the scenario you brought up was you finding out some information internally when you was already on the route to get to the goal. So you found out internal information. If I find out internal information of, oh, Beam, this company is the FANG company that I want to work for is like testing stuff on little kids, then that's something that's even feasible. That makes sense. Because then I can adjust my goals. Like I don't want to work for a company like that. You know what I'm saying?
So it's not failure if you adjust your goal. So it's not failure if you just adjust your goal.
If you adjust the goal within reason, hell yeah.
I personally just don't agree, because if my goal was to become a principal and because I did allow things to deter me away from becoming a principal, which is why I changed my goal. So in your definition, it would still be considered failure. But in my eyes, I don't think that would be failure. Yeah. So I guess like that's just kind of where we don't have the same definition, which is okay, you know.